Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about a comparatively lighter topic, football. Football is a sport that connects the entire world and has a lot of money involved. I mean a lot. European football is the one that is watched the most and therefore generates the most revenues. European leagues are considered to be the best leagues in the world. But for the past 2 decades, there has been a constant debate in the footballing world about how the introduction of a huge amount of money is ruining the spirit of the game, with big clubs being owned by huge businessmen who spend a lot of money buying the biggest managers and the greatest talents of the game.
Shut up and take my money!
With the introduction of this huge amount of money in the game, there needed to be regulations to keep this money in check. So in the year 2009, the Union of European Football Association, most commonly known as UEFA, came up with a set of regulations known as the Financial Fair Play Regulations for those teams who participated in its most coveted competitions, namely the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League. It is said that these regulations were introduced to prevent teams from getting into financial problems that may hurt their existence in the long run. But it is a well-known fact that these regulations were actually introduced to keep these big clubs in check. Some have argued that these are actually measures against financial doping, where foreign investors invest money into smaller clubs and turn them into big shots. The conversation started when Real Madrid purchased Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester United for a record sum of 80 million euros, while the club at that time was in a debt of around 429 million euros.
You don't have $20,000!
Who cares? I'll make payments, whatever it takes. I want them, Mr. Beaumont.
Adding to this was the increasing debt of Premier League clubs coinciding with foreign acquisition, which started back in 2003 when the Russian businessman Roman Abramovich purchased Chelsea for 140 million euros. 6 years later, by 2009, 9 Premier League clubs were foreign owned. According to Deloitte's annual review of football finance in 2009, the top 4 clubs of the Premier League, the ones who participate in UEFA competitions, were the ones who were burdened with the highest amount of debt. All this led to the creation of the financial fair play regulations that we have been hearing about for a very long time. But what are these regulations? Financial fair play regulations allow a club to spend 5 million more than whatever they have earned during an assessment period, which is every 3 years. Now, during this assessment period, the club is permitted a loss of 30 million euros, and that too if the owner of the club is able to cover it up. The club needs to balance all their football related expenditure, that is the transfer fee of players and the wages of the players, from the revenue that is generated from television and ticket income, plus whatever the commercial department makes. The money that is spent in building stadiums, training facilities for youth development and anything community related is exempted from valuation. What happens if a club fails to meet these criteria? The atomic bomb is a ban from European competitions. This is what the first chief investigator and chairman of the club financial control body, the body which oversees the financial fair play regulations, had to say about clubs which did not meet the criteria. Other possibilities are a settlement agreement, punishments including warnings, fines, withholding prize money, transfer bans, point deductions, a ban on registration of new players, and a restriction on number of players that can be registered for UEFA competitions. The most recent case was the curious case of Manchester City. The club was found guilty of overstating its sponsorship revenues in its accounts and in the break-even information submitted to UEFA between 2012 and 2016. Manchester City was handed a 2-season ban from UEFA competitions and a €30 million fine. They challenged the decision in the courts of arbitration, and the decision was overruled as well. On what basis, you may ask? On the basis of insufficient conclusive evidence.
You could not write a script like this!
Now, my question for everyone is that do you think that the introduction of these financial fair play regulations have brought about some change in the game, or is it still money, money, money?